Hi there. Welcome back to another episode of Jana Eats, gluten and dairy-free food for all. And when I say food for all, I mean it. No one will ever know there's no gluten and dairy in this food. Trust me. So today I'm making one of my standards. My friend Bob Sampson, he lives in Boulder. He's a private chef. It's chefbobcooks.com. Look him up. He's fabulous. So Bob taught me this recipe years ago, and it's a go-to, and it's so great because it doesn't have to be hot. It's really good at room temperature. So it's one of those make-aheads, and you can make it and then deal with the rest of the meal or take it to potlucks or a party, and it's a hit. I'm doing a little bit of a spin on it, but it's basically Bob's recipe. So wild rice, get some, put it in your pantry. We're filming this right in the midst of the pandemic, quarantine, food, pantry, dilemma, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, so wild rice is such a great go-to. It's high in fiber. It's got micronutrients that other rice don't. It's a seed, and I also like Lundberg products too. So Lundberg makes great rice products. You're going to follow the package instruction, and you're going to cook off wild rice. This was a cup, and it doubled up nicely. You can just throw it in water and boil it and then drain it off. It's not like rice where you have to cook it to that perfect point so that all the water is absorbed. You can just boil it. So I've cooled that off and throw it in a bowl. The other thing too is this takes a lot of celery. I have a confession. We juiced all the celery. Why? Because I'm into that organic celery juice in the morning thing from the medical media, and I really think those celery salts do a body good, especially first thing in the morning. So I had a little bit of celery, but trust me, you can put 3 stalks in, finely minced. The other thing I use is, this is about a half an onion diced. I like to put a little orange zest. This is entirely optional, but I just like, I'm a citrus queen. I ain't from New Orleans, but my brother-in-law is. So a little orange zest, get it out of there. Little orange zest. The other thing I add is Italian flat leaf parsley. I just get a little handful of it, chop that up. Parsley, again, another nutrient-dense food. So good for you. Handful into the bowl. Now, this is where, you can also add a toasted nut. Bob adds pecans. I used all mine, so I happen to have walnuts would be good with this too, frankly. But I've got pine nuts. We've already toasted them. So we're gonna just put these in. It's about 1/3 of a cup of toasted nuts. If you're doing a whole nut, like a pecan or a walnut or an almond, rough chop them. Then Bob adds drained, chopped, sun-dried tomato, which is delicious in this. But I had some dried cherries in my pantry, so I'm putting these in. I'm gonna give these a quick, just a little bit of a chop. They'd be okay whole too, but now one thing you can do with these is, if you're doing a dried cherry, you could soak these in sherry and plump them up. Sherry would be great in this, but I'm just not going to do it. I don't know why. This quarantine thing's got me all verklempt. How about you? Again, a nice handful into the wild rice pilaf. We're going to put, you know me and my sea salt, about a teaspoon of salt. And then, people, here comes the miracle ingredient. Thank you, Bob. vinegar, balsamic vinegar. I always buy the best vinegar I can afford. This bottle was quite pricey. It was about $40 or $50. I know that sounds crazy. You can use just know you can use any kind of balsamic vinegar. You can even use that reduced glaze vinegar too if you've got a bottle of that. That would be nice. But this is actually pretty syrupy, and this takes about a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar into the pilaf. And that's it, my friends. So this dish, it has a little sweet, it's got a little crunch, it's got the nutty flavor too from that wild rice. The sweetness too, the balsamic adds a little bit of sour and a little sweet. And then you've got the savory celery and the onion. I'm gonna give it a taste to see if I need to adjust anything. Nailed it. Must be the other thousands of times I've made this. Make it. You're gonna love it. See how easy that was? Please, do I have parsley on my lip? Oh well. Please come back, see me again. This is Jana Eats, dairy-free, gluten-free eating at its best, food for all people. Thank you for joining. Please subscribe, like, and comment. It really helps me out, and I love interacting with you and seeing what you have to say. So next time, next Wednesday, I'll be back with more food from Jana Eats. Thanks for joining me.